This is He Sport, bringing you that heat and that fire. Hear me and hear me well. See, I don't know how many times I have to keep telling people when it comes to the game of basketball, I come second to none, man. I come second to none. Let me say that again. I come second to none. I am sitting from a position of superiority. Here's the thing. When you stand on a position of inferiority and you stand from an inferior position, then it makes you weak, right? But when I talk, I come from a position of superiority because I'm superior. Remember, the position you stand on is defined by the person who is standing on that position. Let me say that again. The position that you stand on is defined by the person who stands on the position. I dissected game 3 for days here. Some of the regulars that normally commented, because they are Dub Nation fans, because they are Golden State Warriors fans, and because they are caught up in their bias. You know who you are. So this video is also for you too. They didn't want to hear anything that I have to say. They're like, oh, you traitor, you turning against the Golden State Warriors. No, I'm not. When it comes to truth telling, when it comes to cold-hearted, unadulterated, and cutthroat truths, I will always defer to that over whatever my bias may be. That's what separates me from the pack. Folks can't separate themselves from their bias and their own lies. I told you, self-deception is the worst form of deception there is because you're deceiving yourself. You guys had to look at the tale of the tape between the Warriors and the Raptors to understand why the Raptors are going to win game 3. People think basketball is a team game. Well, let me educate you guys. Basketball is a team game to a certain degree. Those who understand basketball at the highest levels understands this. This is what makes me laugh. People say that they're Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant fans, but they don't truly understand these guys' game. MJ was the proponent of saying there's no I in team, but there is I in win. I implore you guys to go watch his 2009 Hall of Fame speech. This is the great Tex winner, right? The one that invented the triangle offense. He looked at this man dead in his face when he told MJ, there's no I in team. MJ looked at this mug's face right back and said, there's no I in team, but there's I in win. Because you guys have to understand, basketball is a team game, right? But the team has to be led. Who leads the team? There's superstars and there's role players. You understand now? The role players are sheep. The superstar is the shepherd. The shepherd has to lead the sheep. The flock has to be led. Absence the leader, absence victory. It's really that simple, folks. I don't understand why people can't see the common sense here. So I'm saying all of this to say this. Who's missing? Who have I been saying that's been missing from the jump? Who in Stephen Curry, a.k.a. Nightwing, got on his knees like Boys to Men, on bended knee, to go tell the man, hey, I need you to come play for my team, and I will defer to you. And you knew why he understood he had to defer to him? Because he understood his greatness supersedes his. Now, that's ultimate humility right there. That's the only credit Stephen Curry gets from me, because he understood that this guy was on a league and a shoulder above him. It's Kevin Durant, folks. This goes back to the Kevin Durant value. When I kept saying this stuff, whether I'm going against guys on live streams, whether if I'm sitting here talking to people in the chat, what I'm finding is no one's basketball knowledge quite measures up with mine, because no one is willing to understand the game the way that I understand it. You have to always understand the argument of that guy. People don't think that's an extreme argument. People think, no, that's not how basketball plays. It's a team game. If you think like that, then you have limited the knowledge of basketball. You can't be a Michael Jordan and a Kobe Bryant fan. You can't be a Magic Johnson and Larry Bird fan if you don't understand that guy's perspective or that guy's argument. Because if you don't have that guy, you don't win. That guy has to be the one to deliver the goods. He has to be the one to take you to the promised land. He has to be the one to take you over the top. Role players can only fulfill their role within their role. That's all they're good for. They have to be led. Who's the one leading them on the floor? The superstar. When people don't realize this, man, the game of basketball at its highest levels and its most pressurized situations are decided in isolation plays. Let me say that again. Basketball at its highest levels and its most pressurized situations are decided in isolation plays. Go look at the greatest plays of all time in basketball. They have been done on isolation plays, not teamwork. This is why you need that guy. People can say what they want. It's about the X's and O's. No, man, all that shit goes out the door. Because when it's pressurized situations, you have to do what's befitting for that moment. This is why, quote unquote, media zealots and all these people don't understand basketball, because they don't understand situational moments. They don't understand the intangibles. They don't understand pressurized situations. All these things hold way more weight and way more value than looking at just the stats. The stats can't fill this stuff up. This is why people can't appreciate the greatness of a Kobe Bryant, because they don't understand. 99.9% of his game was derived in situational basketball, intangibles, pressurized situations. The same thing with Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan just happened to have a lot more gaudier stats than Kobe, and that's why people can go by that. But they both did essentially the same fucking shit, folks. Magic Johnson. Was he trying to pass the ball to somebody when the game was on the line? He hit that sky hook. Y'all remember the sky hook? Larry Bird. Was he trying to pass the ball to somebody? He was basically him, Magic, Kobe and Jordan, and whoever else you want to mention. Jerry West. Don't get me started, because I go to history of basketball and educate you guys. John Havlicek. They all would tell motherfuckers, get the fuck out of my way, give me the ball, and let me do what I do best. That's basketball at its highest levels. And if folks can't understand that, then you don't understand basketball. You're limited. You can't sit here and say that Michael Jordan's my favorite player. Kobe Bryant's my favorite player. Magic Johnson's my favorite player. Even Kareem had that in him. When the game was on the line, give him the ball and get the hell out the way. Larry Bird's my favorite player. And don't understand that guy's argument. That is the highest level of basketball, man. Because when it's all said and done, you have to have that guy that's going to deliver the goods. I said all of this to say this. Kawhi Leonard is the over-the-top player on Toronto Raptors, folks. The Golden State Warriors, I keep telling y'all. Y'all learning now, each and every game, why this KD narrative makes sense. Why without Kevin Durant, there is no three-peat. No KD trade 5, no three-peat. Yes, KD trade 5, yes, three-peat. Because if Kawhi Leonard is an over-the-top player and Stephen Curry is Nightwing, now you guys understand why he doesn't win finals MVPs, because he is inconsistent as fuck and he's not truly a Batman. He can't deliver that. Not on a consistent nightly basis. You need a super over-the-top player in Kevin Durant to supersede the over-top play of Kawhi Leonard. This is what I was trying to tell y'all. This is not rocket science, folks. And until folks can get this through their heads, their basketball knowledge is always going to be severely limited. I don't know what's up with people, man. They don't understand that guy perspective. You have to have that guy. It's really that simple. Because that guy's able to do what nobody else is able to do. It's like the Meek Mill song. There's levels to this shit. There's levels to this shit. There's a reason why Meek Mill say that shit, man. Meek Mill was professing in that damn song. He was like a fucking mad scientist, a professor. I implore anybody to listen to that fucking song. There's levels, folks. Everybody ain't the same. Just like you have role players, and just like you have sheep, you have superstars, and you have a shepherd. And absence the shepherd, there is no win. I don't know what you dodo heads, you brain full of mush, and you brainwash followers can't get. It's really that simple. Do I have to spell it out to you guys? Kevin Durant is the shepherd of the Golden State Warriors. And until he dons that jersey and comes in with the Superman cape to deliver the goods, they're not winning this fucking series. Because you have another guy on that other team that's better than anybody on that Golden State Warriors team. Absence Kevin Durant. It's that simple, folks. There's nothing else to be said. Mic drop. This is Enos the Sport. Checking out.